It is Tuesday, June 30th, 2026. This is another edition of Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan, along for the ride as well. This is indeed the last day of June, is it not?
Oh, you got me there. I'm not one of those people that knows, like, when there's 31, 28, and all that stuff. I'm not that guy.
Yeah, well, yes, because tomorrow is July 1st. Okay?
Yeah.
Then we got America's birthday coming up.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I can't wait. This is a great week for me. I got I don't have any like youth practice. I'm gonna play golf on Thursday. Some barbecues. I'm the biggest barbecue guy, you know. Like, give me a backyard barbecue. That's all I need to be happy in this life.
I love
I'm
that.
gonna get a few this weekend.
What's that? You're gonna get a few?
Yeah, we're gonna get a few. Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Dig it. But we got work to get through, including a tip of the cap. I'll tell you this, man. It's fun when you have a walk-off, right? You're at home, you're celebrating, you're doing the whole thing. Nobody does it better than the team on the north side of Chicago.
Seiya, deep left. It is back. Leaping play, trapped by Boyd. Cubs win.
Yeah, they're major league leading 10th walk-off win this year. 10!
No, it's crazy. You know what? Seiya of the last, 5 days has just been raking the two best pitchers in all of baseball right now, Mizorowski and Mason Miller. He doesn't care what you got. Throw it over the plate. He's going to hit it. I love it, man. We're going to talk about at least I'm going to talk about another Japanese guy coming up here. I love where baseball's at right now.
I do too.
Love it. It's so good, so international. And Seiya, dude, that's I feel like we need to talk about that a little bit more, to do it against Mizorowski and Mason Miller. Not too many people have those feathers in their cap, man.
It's a good call. But really, 10 dude, they have 24 home wins, 10 of them walk
I
off.
don't think you like that as a team. I think you're like, can we just win some games by 5 runs, please?
Well, maybe that's a DNA thing. Maybe that's who they are, and that could be good in the late going.
All right.
Yeah, there was a fun playoff rematch opener between those two teams.
I guess you'd rather win them than lose them.
In the meantime, we'll start the belly of this show with two of the most disappointing teams in the sport. That kind of got put on the back burner on Monday as one of the Blue Jays' favorite sons returned to the Rogers Center for the first time in a different uni.
Third baseman, number 19, Bo Bichette.
Tipped his cap to the crowd when they applauded him.
Yeah, nice ovation, and Vladdy was like, hey, dude, don't just raise your arm. Take your hat off. Yeah, please, go do that. Now, before the game, Bo got very emotional about his return and what to expect.
I think that I gave it everything I had. So I just hope that's appreciated.
Literally in tears with long 20-second pauses that we edited out because we just didn't want people who were audio only saying, what happened to the show? I mean, literally 20, 25 seconds where he did not say anything. Were you surprised he was that emotional?
No, he put so much into being a Blue Jay. I mean, from being drafted by them to, you end up like feeling like part of the family, part of the fabric of the culture that is the Blue Jays, man. So it gets very emotional. Think about the years that he gave them too. It's like a very malleable years of a young man's life. He was in that organization being shaped, and it just, when you go back, I feel like it weighs in. I wasn't this with Minnesota, but I did spend a lot of my formative years there. When I went back, it was also emotional. It was, it hits home for sure.
We just showed Vladdy and Bo hugging it out. I mean, these are guys that literally grew up together, that had so much in common, not only as great baseball players, but the fact that their dads were wonderful players. Obviously, one a Hall of Famer, and the other guy a masher who had a lengthy major league career. So they shared a lot of the same similarities, right? I mean, experiences, kids of major leaguers, a lot expected of them coming up through the farm system, getting them this franchise that they both love to Game 7 of the World Series. And then one guy got handpicked to be the face of the franchise for the next decade plus, and the other guy, they just couldn't come to terms. And that happens. We've seen it happen with great ball players that have left. Depending on what you believe, it sounded like both sides were okay with Bichette moving on to the Mets for $42 million a year. But I am curious about this. Who do you think misses whom more? Do you think Bichette misses the Blue Jays more than the Blue Jays miss Bichette?
This is like the meanest question that you could ask me right here.
I think it's a good one, though. You don't like the question?
I mean, I'm used to these types of questions now.
Well, no,
I have to pick a side, and I feel like I'm being mean to whoever I don't pick here. I do think Bichette misses the Blue Jays more than the Blue Jays miss Bichette. Now, I will say this. The guy had an 806 career OPS with them, very valuable hitter in the middle of the lineup. We showed the home run off Ohtani in Game 7, which he would have been in Blue Jays lore forever if they win that game. That home run right there would be like the lasting image of their World Series run. So didn't end up happening that way. Miguel Rojas happened. I guess the reason I say that Bichette misses them more, number one, again, it's very tough when you give up so much of your life to a company or whatever have you, an organization. A lot of sweat equity there. You have relationships. He goes to this new team with the Mets. He doesn't have that. He's the guy with the big contract that needs to perform, not performing, team's not winning. Like, he doesn't feel, you think he feels the love in New York right now? Zero love right now. In Toronto, he'd always have that just because of the time he put in there. Now, Okamoto comes over, and the compliment of Ernie Clement, who led all of baseball in All-Star voting.
American
you got
League.
Andres Jimenez, and you got Okamoto, who's having a great year. I think it's Bichette that misses the Blue Jays more. I do.
I think that he would be playing significantly better if he had stayed in Toronto. I don't think he would have a sub 700 OPS. Part of this is that was his comfort zone. And it's hard to know what is out there. I mean, when you've only experienced one thing, other things look great. Like, yeah, I could go play at Citi Field, go play for Stevie Cohen. Why not? Help build up that team. Go join Juan Soto, Francisco Lindor. Makes sense to me. It reminded me a lot of Pablo Sandoval. Remember when Pablo went from the Giants to the Red Sox? Now, the difference is that Pablo, multi-time World Series winner, had a 3-homer World Series game off of the Tigers. So he helped them get to greater heights than Bo Bichette did with Toronto, but still, he kind of got Toronto back on the baseball map. And he goes to a pressure cooker, East Coast, as far East Coast as you can get. Yes, I know that Toronto is in the American League East, but you can't tell me the pressure is the same there as it is in New York. There's expectations, just like there were expectations for Pablo in San Francisco, and he didn't always have the best times. They rode him occasionally. But it fit. And then he went back and he had a couple miserable years in Boston. It was like the 90+ million that I got just ain't worth it. Got to keep it, which was nice. But still, it just never fit. Like Albert Pujols, I wonder if you strapped him down to the lie detector chair, how much did he regret going to Anaheim?
Yeah, a little different there because the media market is almost nothing for the Yankees.
True.
I think that plays a huge part in this. I got roasted by Phillies fans. I think it was when Seiya Suzuki came over, and I said, like, Philly's a tough place to play. Like, I think he maybe wants somewhere that's a little bit easier to go, like a little softer landing spot. And I think the Cubs are that. But that does plays a factor in a lot of decisions. And you're right. Like, sometimes you look at organizations, you're like, okay, that could be great, but you're never going to be as loved as your first organization. Like, very, very rarely does that happen. I mean, it does. Like, I think Cody Bellinger might be really loved in New York right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's sometimes it does work out, but I think for the most part, the majority of guys, you're loved by your organization because they feel like, hey, that he's one of us for real, not just a guy that we hired and are paying this amount of money.
You also have to be a damn good baseball player. You can't just be a guy for the most part. For the most part. But remember, there were reports in recent weeks that he is going to opt out after this first year, and he's had just a terrible first year, and it's possible that could happen. I wonder if any of that has to do with the fact that he's just not happy. Don't know.
How could you be happy on the Mets right now? Is there anybody that's happy on the Mets right now?
Every other Friday,
What does that mean?
paycheck.
Oh,
I mean,
I miss those days.
yeah, I'm sure you do.
I do.
I'm sure you do, brother. I mean, let's call it what it is. No?
Yeah, I mean, they're having one of, if not the most disappointing seasons in all the big leagues right now. Yeah, it's tough.
And Toronto's not far behind, by the way. Although, I don't think we've seen Toronto's outfielders kick it around so that the opposition could score on a Little League home run. It just, I mean, it was ended up being a one-run game, and
Oh, that's just I don't know what that is right there. Like he knew he wasn't gonna get there, or like I mean he got there. If he dove, like he probably catches that, but I don't think that's really Juan Soto's forte right there.
don't you just body it up at the very
If
least?
you're Juan Soto, I think your coaching staff would probably say, keep everything in front of you, man. Let's just not give up extra bases. We do not need you to make diving catches. In fact, we don't want you putting your body on the line. Keep everything in front of you. Hit your cutoff, man. We'll live with the rest.
Do you think the assistant GM was on the top step of the dugout to comfort him? I'm gonna wear that shit out.
Chavez he's out for blood.
I'm gonna wear that out.
We got him. We got a lot of Jorge Posada saying he hates the game. Kirk Herbstreit out of nowhere. I almost replied to Kirk Herbstreit yesterday. Then I
You should
thought
have.
better of it. I'm like, I'm over it.
We'll get to his team, the Cincinnati Reds, in a little bit. Maybe we save that discussion for then.
Okay.
I don't know. Let us know. Who do you think? Do you think Bo is absolutely dreading his decision, even with the finances the way they are, severely in his favor? Do you think he'll opt out because he's not happy? And how much do the Blue Jays miss him? Blue Jays fans can definitely chime in on that more. I think they miss him. Guy
Opt
twice
out
led
and
the
then
American
what,
League in
though?
hits.
What did
Huh?
opt out and then what?
I don't know. You're going to leave $84 million on the table?
Yeah, like
Bo
I'm
Bichette
thinking
gets?
he could probably go somewhere. Still going to be 29 and 30 in the next 2 years. I think he could go to the Braves or something like that, and they might give him like 20 a year. Like, is that like a stretch? So you're leaving $44 million on the table? I don't know.
He's not. No way. There's no way.
Don't do
Keep
that,
being
bro.
miserable, Bo.
Pass it around to us.
Keep being miserable. I'll be miserable for $84 million over the next 2 years. I could be miserable right now with what I'm making.
There is, I don't know, man.
What? What are you going to say?
It isn't always about the money, Chris. I truly, truly believe that you need to prioritize happiness, and like stress is a killer. I try to avoid stress at all possible, like as much as possible.
That is
When you have a certain amount of money already, which to this date he's already made 75.6.
Okay.
Maybe he prioritizes that.
So, play the game here.
If he thinks I can go get another contract that's decent.
So let's say instead of 3 years of 126, which is what he signed for with the Mets, let's say he gets 3 years and 80.
But where though? So I think that matters.
Well, I mean, you're leaving a significant amount of money on the table.
Yeah, I know honestly,
Tens of millions of dollars.
honestly, I think if he's truly unhappy, which we don't know if he's truly unhappy
don't.
in New York.
We don't.
If he is desperate to get out of there, I could see somebody doing that.
Right.
And say, hey, look, I'm going to go somewhere where I'm happier the next 2 years. I'll still be 30 when I reach free agency.
Yeah.
A
I
lot of
saw a
people
lot
are
of people trying to
screaming at us right now like, "Yeah, right, I will take the money and be miserable." You're still playing Major League Baseball. I don't know. How miserable can it be?
By the way, I saw a lot of people comparing last night's tears to Freddie Freeman. I felt like it was a little different. Freddie spent over a decade as a major leaguer in Atlanta, helped them win a World Series, was on his way to a Hall of Fame career at that point, which he has obviously added to with his time in Los Angeles. I think he was hurt with the way it went down. I don't know what the contract offer was here with Bichette. I don't think that was ever made public. Once again, you can throw stuff in the comments, Blue Jays fans, if it was. What are you smirking
I
at?
think our comment section is gonna light us up for saying, like, we would give up money to be happy somewhere else.
I didn't say that. You said it.
I know. Well, they're gonna light me up then.
Like I said, I could be a miserable grouch for way more money if I wanted to somewhere, I think. I hope. I'm kidding. I'm only miserable today because my freaking fire alarm went off at 2:45 in the morning, and I couldn't figure out how to turn it off.
And Michelle's not there to comfort you.
Nobody was here. Me and the dog. Flying solo. So that's why I'm a little snippy today. I apologize. But I'm happy the fire alarm works. It just was not working because there was no fire, which is the good news.
Yeah, you have those carbon monoxide
Yeah.
ones. I think those are more important than a fire alarm. I don't know why I think that.
I don't know. But I can tell you what's really important. That today's episode is sponsored by Best Western Hotels and Resorts. Summer baseball means one thing: road trips. Driving out to catch a series in a city you've never been, flying somewhere just to watch your team play. Oh, it's so much fun. When you're making those trips, where you stay can either add to the experience or simply get in the way. And you know what? Best Western gets it. With over 4,000 hotels worldwide, they've built a network that puts you close to the action. They got locations near the stadium, easy parking, breakfast ready before a day game, a reliable home base in between the action, so all the energy goes toward the game itself and not those silly little logistics. The win's never guaranteed, but a great stay is. This summer, Best Western is giving guests 1,000 bonus points plus a chance to win 250,000 bonus points. Book more of what matters most. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at bestwestern.com. No additional purchase necessary for sweeps. See bonus points, terms and condition, and sweeps rules for details. All right. Boy, oh boy, let's head up to Fenway. Emotional night for one Willson Contreras, who helped Boston win its fifth straight game, by the way. They took care of the Washington Nationals. First of all, he's done what he's done all year. He went deep in the game, looked into the dugout, bat flip. Woo! We know what is going on in his homeland of Venezuela. He was actually overcome with emotion. There's his fellow countryman, Wilyer Abreu, hugging him. As I said, the Sox won. Here's Contreras on why the tears were flowing.
I wasn't feeling good the whole day. I was like kind of down, sad. And I hit a homer. Of course, I tried to hug my dugout, but the first thing that I said was Venezuela.
We talked about it on yesterday's show. There's more than 6% of major leaguers that are from Venezuela. And based on the pictures out of that country that has just been torn apart because of a pair of devastating earthquakes. I mean, these guys they have to go to work, right? And their bodies are one place here in the United States, and their hearts and their minds are elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, you see it all over his face right there. As best as he can, he's trying to, like you said, do his job, but it's very difficult to get away from that. Even if their immediate families are okay, you just think about, number one, your country, loss of life, all that stuff. I'm sure they know people that have lost a ton, and it does make it difficult to just go on with your day here in the States. But yeah, I don't know. It's heart-wrenching, man.
I think one thing, I don't know how people have felt over the last several years in this country, but it always feels like there's something that is tearing us apart. But when we need to reach a common goal, we do come together. And we've seen that as well in the baseball communities. We've seen it in Boston, where they've had severe fundraising efforts for the people of Venezuela. Up in Milwaukee, where there are a bunch of Venezuelan-born players there as well, including Wilson's brother, William. That's wonderful, and there are several other franchises that are doing great, great things to help out, and so that is the important thing that we've got to keep in mind, that we are good people. We are good people in this world, and we do tend to help each other when we can. It's not perfect. We understand that, but do your part if you can. As far as the rest of the game, Willson Contreras was not around to see the Red Sox win because in a later at bat, check swing, called third strike, didn't love the call from the first base umpire, Lentz. Yeah. So Willson on the way back to the dugout was like, yeah, I'd like to appeal that. No. You can't do that. So you're gone. So he tossed him. Now, Contreras said he and the umpire have a very good relationship. So there wasn't a lot of yelling. It was more like, I wasn't doing that to show you up. I did it. I'll let him explain.
I was looking at the fans, and instead, like a Dominican fan was talking to me during while I was tapping my helmet. So I was looking at him. He kept telling me, "You're good. You're all right." Just like breathe. I was like, okay. I was like there. And then when I got to the dugout, then I saw Chad going out, and then I turned around. Then Myers told me, like, you got thrown out. I was like, for what? And then I went out there to explain to him, like to ask him why he threw me out. And he told me, like, because you tapped your helmet. Yeah, but I didn't make eye contact with you. I didn't argue. I didn't yell. I didn't do nothing wrong. And he told me, yeah, but I have to throw you out. Like, you didn't have to, but you made that choice.
Was Nick Lentz in the wrong?
I mean, I remember them talking about that last year before ABS was implemented. They did it in spring training, and they told guys, if you do that during the regular season, they will throw you out. So I understand that they talked about it, but we always talk on this show about having a little bit of feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if a guy's looking right at you and he's doing that, like, I understand. You got to do what you got to do. But if a guy's not making eye contact, or you looking down, just tapping his helmet, like, I don't know, man. Like, do you really need to throw him out of the game? Again, there are people who pay money to come watch Willson Contreras play in the game. And now you're taking that away from them. So I don't like that aspect of it. There's just a level of feel that you got to have. And I don't think last night was particularly, there wasn't a lot in that game with him.
So Nick Lentz did speak to a pool reporter, I believe it was Pete Abraham, who asked why Contreras was ejected. He said, quote, I called him out on an appeal for the check swing. As he was walking back to the dugout, he started gesturing, tapping his helmet like he wanted to challenge something that is not a challengeable call. And so disrespect, and again, gesturing toward what he thought was an incorrect call, got him removed from the game. Asked whether or not it's an automatic thing if a player is making a mocking gesture. He said, yeah, it's like drawing a line in the dirt, is what the umpire said. And then they asked if it's a written policy or not. He said it is. It's on the list for items from removal of the game. Now, he does have discretion. So Lentz admitted that he probably could have looked the other way. There are many people in the social media world who are saying, doesn't Nick Lentz understand time and place? In fact, Contreras said that he talked to Lentz before the game and that Nick asked about his homeland of Venezuela, being cognizant of where Willson is from, which I thought was great. I mean, that does show you that there is a relationship between you players and the umpires, and that there is a working relationship and there's a care there. Do you think that Nick Lentz should have taken all of that into consideration?
Absolutely. Yeah. That's the feel aspect of it. Especially if you play a corner infield spot or you're a catcher, like you deal with umpires all the time. You talk to them, you know a lot about them. So usually that means that those guys probably get a little bit more leniency as well, especially if you are talking to the guy, the guy, you've been good to him. But in this instance, yeah, just a lack of feel. I don't know what else there is to say about it.
There is one other.
Should he have done that? No, he shouldn't have done that. But should he have been thrown out of the game for it? Probably not.
Right. I would agree with that. I think Willson was wrong to do it, and I also think Nick Lentz should have been the bigger man at the end of the day.
You want to know why? I know he's already rethinking it because he let Willson walk out to him and have a discussion. That usually does not happen. If you throw a guy out and you think you're right about it, you're not letting him come back out to argue with you, especially after that much time had passed. Tracy was already out there, and Willson just walks out. That's how you know.
There is one other thing. Last year, prior to ABS, Taylor Walls was at the dish. Lentz was working the plate, and it's a missed call, and Lentz taps his helmet. I think that's Hader on the mound who's laughing. Well, he tossed him, and Walls went berserk. Like, look at this. This is like George Brett I want to get at the umpire craziness. So
that one deserved to be thrown out. They talked about it. That one was very disrespectful. It looked him right in the eye.
Do you think Major League Baseball will call Nick Lentz or should and just say, hey, we just want to hear your side, and where are you on this whole thing? Because you've now had 2 episodes in 2 years. Or do you think they just let it go?
I don't.
What would you do if you were in charge?
I don't think they call him.
Okay. Would you?
No.
You wouldn't?
No.
Okay.
I mean, look, it happened. He did tap his helmet.
Both guys tapped their helmet.
Bad feel last night. You got to take into consideration a ton of stuff there, but I don't think they don't call him.
The Taylor Walls
umpires, they're above the law, if you will.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with him tossing Taylor Walls at all.
No. Taylor Walls looked like you want to fight him. I hate when guys do that. What are you going to do? You're running at him like you're going to fight him, then you pull up. Hey, just want to yell at you a little more. Like, get out of here, man. Come on.
Hey, dude, you've had players that have blacked out, and that happens.
I don't. Well, I guess I never got thrown out of a game, so I don't know how I would have reacted. But that's not. I wouldn't do that. Promise you that. To me, that's stupid.
Yeah, silly. Let us know where you sit on the whole Nick Lentz situation. Willson Contreras, was he in the wrong? Was Lentz more in the wrong? Were you okay with the ejection? A lot of stuff going on here. Fire away in the comments, please. This episode of Baseball Today is sponsored by T-Mobile. Whether you're on the go or at the ballpark, T-Mobile is built to keep you connected wherever the game takes you. And with America's best network, you know your phone is going to work even in a crowded stadium. Hey, anybody that goes to a game, especially on the north side of Chicago, you know the drill. Your team hits a walk-off. Everybody's trying to text and post and say Seiya did his thing. They're all sending videos at exactly the same time, and suddenly your phone won't load or anything. Or sometimes you're trying to stream the game while you're on the move, and the feed keeps buffering at the worst possible moment. Folks, those are the moments that matter most to real baseball fans, and a drop signal should not be the reason you miss any of them. Well, T-Mobile's network, it's built specifically to handle all of it. I'm talking packed stadiums. I'm talking big moments. No problem. Find out how baseball hits different with T-Mobile at T-Mobile.com/MLB. Fastest based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data of national speed score results for 2H 2025. Yes, the best based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All right. Dodgers paid a visit to Sacramento for the first time ever. They went up and played the Athletics. So, of course, that is the A's home games in a minor league stadium. But the most major of all sports stars took center stage again.
There's some slug. Loud noises. That's what the folks came to Sacramento to see.
You got that right there, Steven Nelson. 432 feet, 112 miles an hour off the bat. I feel like we've barely talked about Shohei the hitter this year, huh?
I mean, I think collectively we just expect it now. And I hate that. We talk about Shohei fatigue, but yeah, he's made this quest to win a Cy Young. We're talking about that. He needs Will Smith behind the plate to do that, in my opinion. But yeah, he's... Who was it? Was it Joel Sherman? Somebody on MLB Network. I got fed the clip, and it said he's basically if Juan Soto could pitch like Jacob Mizorowski. He called him Jason Mizorowski. But when you start you could do that game, take his OPS, go find somebody else with that OPS. It's going to be one of the elite hitters in the game, and then you go take his ERA, his WHIP, his ERA plus, whatever you want to take, it's going to be one of the most elite pitchers in the game. It's the same guy.
I know.
It truly is incredible. And I feel like we lose it, the feeling of that from time to time, just because it's already been. I mean, especially since he's been in a Dodgers uniform, 3 straight MVPs. Is it 4 now, actually?
4.
This will be his 5th?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't know, man. We can never lose the juice. We can't lose it, Chris.
That's why when he does something, we'll put it on here, man. It's great. I always explain it to my football buddies who know about him, but they don't watch baseball religiously. But they'll watch him when, like, he's been in the World Series the last couple of years and was doing crazy stuff. I said, guys, it's the equivalent of Patrick Mahomes getting 15 sacks a year. Just think of that. They're like, what? I said, yeah. He goes, well, he doesn't play defense. I was like, guys, follow me here. I'm trying to help you out a little bit. It was pretty cool. Speaking of pretty cool, we finally had the Max Muncies on the field at the same time. Yes, both drafted by the A's. One has now starred for the Los Angeles Dodgers. In fact, I think now has the 3rd most homers in LA Dodgers history. So congratulations to that, Max Muncy. The amazing thing was they both played third base last night. They both hit 7th, and they were both born on August 25th, a dozen years apart, which is freakish. But here's the big boy, Max Muncy.
Well, they cut him loose. Now a Dodger. Rocket to right. Max Power and Maximum Muncy.
Yeah, so kind of a cool moment. Kirsten Watson asked him about it. How strange was it playing with another Max Muncy? He goes, yeah, it's weird when they call your name to hit and you're not up at the plate.
Yeah, it is very, very strange. And the fact that, like, you know, the younger Max Muncy is from Thousand Oaks, so LA. Max Muncy, the older one, ends up playing for the Dodgers. I don't know. That's just it's a strange thing.
Didn't Muncy and Jacob Wilson play together in high school?
Yeah, Thousand Oaks High. Under Jack Wilson.
Yes. It's pretty good.
That's pretty cool.
So that was fun. Another fun thing, Joshua Kuroda Grauer, I believe is how you say his last name. Welcome to the show. Got his first hit, got his first couple. Actually became the first athletic to have multiple hits in his major league debut since Mark Canha in 2015. Here's the cool thing. There's his first hit. Who congratulated him? The active leader in hits, Freddie Freeman.
You think he said, got a long way to go before you catch me, kid?
Yeah. I talked to Freddie about that, though, on Dugout Discussions. I said, you know, you're the social chair over there. Why do you talk to so many guys? He goes, Chris, I know how hard it is to get a hit, like just to get one of them. So it is special, and you want them to feel a part of the fraternity. I mean, I'm not showing up my pitcher by doing that. I think it's a great moment.
Yeah, of course.
Like, oh, Freddie, you're the best.
You're never showing your pitcher up by talking to the guy that comes there? No.
Our buddy Katie Wu from The Athletic wrote a really interesting column on where the champs sit. What are we, 6 weeks from the trade deadline? 5 weeks from it? Whatever. She suggested that Tarik Skubal is not going to be in their plans. If that's accurate, is that the right move for the Dodgers?
Yeah, I mean, you have 5 starters already right now. You have Blake Snell coming back. Like I and others, guys in AAA that can start for you. Like I just don't think that should be on the top of their list. I mean, depending on the price, and maybe they will end up doing it and just shock everybody. But I don't know what this team needs, Chris. I think what they need is just to be healthy, and like Shohei to be healthy. Like I think that is their biggest wish list. Like they could run this team right now, and it would be fine, especially with the additions later on in the year. So like I'm not exactly sure what you look for if you're the Los Angeles Dodgers. Like where do you go in the trade market? Obviously, you can always say bullpen, 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 but like I don't think it's really necessary at all for them. They could just run it back, keep all their prospects, which I don't think they'll do. I think they will make moves, but you tell me where they need to upgrade.
Well, I think obviously they know much more on the injury front than even gets put out there. It sounds like Blake Snell is moving along. Sounds like Tyler Glasnow is not. He was a big part for them in October last year. Got some huge outs in the playoffs. So when Snell comes back, that's going to move at least one of those guys that's currently in the rotation to the bullpen in some sort of role come October. They only need 4 of those guys. That's it, right? So Yamamoto, Ohtani, Snell, and then who's the 4th?
As of right now, probably Robleski.
Right. So it's a competition to figure out who's the 4th. So that moves Sheehan, it moves Roki, and Glass now, if they can get him back, to prominent bullpen roles.
If Glasnow's back, he probably, at the very least, piggybacks with Robleski.
Yes, I could see that happening, but that is still a bullpen role.
Yeah. Well, he could end up being the starter, and then Robleski could be the piggyback.
Sure. Somebody is moving that has performed well at the major league level at some point in their career. I don't think Skubal's coming out here. I still don't think that he's necessarily getting traded either. For a long time, I was on this trade Skubal train, and I think it will be a missed opportunity, but I think they're going to give it a shot.
Okay.
We'll see. Who knows? All right, let us know, Dodger fans. Is there something we're missing, please, in the trade market? What are you most worried about? How do you think it's all going to play out with their pitching? I think Plouffe, you nailed it. You nailed it. Meantime, the Brewers, they continue their flat-out dominance of the Cincinnati Reds, even with the bottom part of their order finally showing up.
Fly ball to center. Back is Friedel. Still back at the warning track, and it's gone! Joey Ortiz!
That away, Joey. Boy, he needed that.
Wow. Sure did. So did the team, which has been just horrific lately with runners in scoring position. That did get them going. Have you seen the numbers in this series? The last 5 years, the Reds and Brewers have played 72 times, and the Brewers have won 50.
I did this math like 2 weeks ago when I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like the Brewers never lose to the Reds. So we went back all the way from 2021 up. And yeah, we did the numbers. I had it on that piece of paper that I couldn't see my pen. I was just reading indentations. It's shocking. I mean, I guess it's not shocking, but it's when you look at the numbers and right in front of you, you're like, oh my goodness.
Good for Joey Ortiz, who obviously has lost his starting gig to Cooper Pratt since he came up. And, Pat Murphy gave him a lot of love in the postgame, talking about how he's been a pro. He's happy for him. He's a grinder. And you got to take whatever role you can get at the major league level. It's not linear, and that was great for Ortiz and great for the Brewers. It has not been good for the Cincinnati Reds, who now fall 12.5 games behind the Crew in the National League Central. It seems it's getting uglier by the day. And so I had a Reds fan tweet at me last night after another loss, the Redlegs, who said, Chris Rose, could you declare the Reds season over tomorrow? And I promise you not a single Reds fan would dissent. It would actually be an act of mercy for our pathetic franchise and suffering fan base. Well, what do we do here, Doctor? Do we declare them dead?
If they're in the American League, I'd say no. But I think in the National League, like, do I see the Reds making the playoffs? I do not. Are there still good players on this team? Yes, there still are. Right?
Please?
Excuse me?
Can you answer the question, please?
They're not making the playoffs. I answered the question. Doesn't that
they're
mean
dead?
Doesn't that mean they're dead?
I don't know. That doesn't mean they're dead. That means that they could lose in the last day of the season. There's your tweet.
I want to believe the bullpen's been really bad for them. We understand that. They've had some guys step up. Chase Burns obviously taking the next step. JJ Bleday's been great for them. Sal Stewart as a rookie's been fantastic. Ellie's been great. But like overall as a team, it hasn't been great. Yeah, I mean, biggest problem, bullpen. They're getting Hunter Green back. I'll say no. They're not dead.
Thank you. So they're dead in the division, 12.5. They're 5 out in the wild card. Yes, there's 4 teams ahead of you that aren't even holding a wild card spot, but I think they all have flaws. The Redlegs, I know you spoke for the whole fan base, and I want to know from the Reds fans. If I declared them dead right now, would you be like, screw you? Because you're right, Kirk Herbstreit was on fire last night on social media. He's had enough. He told Reds fans, go read a book, go enjoy a vacation, go get ready for the Bengals season, whatever you want to do. He said, do not watch this team. Now, come on, Kirk. You're a good sports fan. We can't do that. We're only halfway through this thing, which means you could be twice as angry at the end of the season with the bullpen, which is horrible. Horrible. A 14% walk rate out of the bullpen, which is in line to be the second worst in divisional era, I believe, if not even longer. I mean, come on, dude. I feel so bad for Terry. If he had started the year with hair, he would look the way he looks right now. He wouldn't have any left. Because he walks out there and everybody's like, well, he's making another dumb move. You tell me. They don't have the nasty boys. There's no Dibble, Myers, and Charlton back there.
24th in OPS. 26th in starting pitcher whip. 28th in reliever whip. That makes it tough.
Look, they've got three. Ellie is on his way. He's a star in terms of who he is. Maybe the play hasn't exactly lined up yet as far as superstar status. I think Chase Burns is lights out electric. And Hunter Green, I'm sorry, dude. You got to throw more than 25 times a year in order to be, in my discussion, of one of the great pitchers in the game. Can he get there? Yeah, but it's not going to happen this year. He's going to start less than half of his available starts. I am not going to pronounce you dead yet. I won't do it. I won't do it, the Reds. Sorry. You can be mad at me. You can tweet back at me and say you're making me watch the rest of this. Well, let's go on this journey together. It's why I'm trying to get you going by wearing the hat. I know I live at the other end of the Buckeye State. That's where my heart is. But you can do this. You can stay in here, at least for another few weeks, and then maybe I'll go back and reassess.
Can we talk Kirk Herbstreit just real quick?
Yeah.
Like one of his tweets was just disparaging the game, talking about there's no athleticism anymore, no clutch bullshit. Hitting.
I don't like that.
I disagreed with almost everything he said. There's probably too much athleticism in the game right now. That's kind of like the point that everyone's trying to make. It's like more athleticism, maybe less like super baseball specific skill, right?
Right.
He's like arguing against himself because then he says there's no sack bunts, no moving runners over. Well, like there's too many athletes in the game. That's what's happening right now. The pitching is better than ever. Yeah, guys aren't going to the 8th or 9th inning. That's because typically the bullpens, they're not how they used to be. You don't celebrate when you get into the bullpen anymore, except that you face the Reds or the Twins. That was mean. That was mean. But like, yeah, Kirk.
It's funny.
The game is in a great spot right now.
I agree, man.
Stop it.
Go throw on a game from if you want to go laugh, go throw on from the 80s and go check out the athleticism back then. Yeah. That's when I grew up. That's when my formative years. It's hilarious. It's just different. Things change. Jorge Posada, great. Go ahead. Listen, you've got your rings, your 5 rings. Awesome. Legendary player for the Yankees, switch hitting catcher, Derek Jeter's BFF. Awesome. Great. And you can have whatever opinion, and it'll carry way more value than I bring. I got it. It's different. Has there ever been a generation of older players that looks back on the game and is like, boy, that's way better than when we played? In any sport. Good. Good for you. Because it doesn't happen very often. How many times do you hear it? Well, these knuckleheads, they can't play. And in some cases, they're right. I mean, that happens too. There's some guys who can't play. But there's also some people in the sport where you're like, I hear it all the time in football. Well, we don't let them hit anymore. Right? It's because we're trying to move on. We don't want guys walking around with scrambled brains anymore.
It's very hard to escape old headism, if you will.
Maybe you guys like it. Let us know in the comments section, please. Now it's time for our Blast of the Week presented by Mountain Dew Baja Blast, where we take a look at the 420-foot-plus home runs from this past week. Number 5, Jonah Heim. Okay, swinging at 445 in Anaheim.
Oh, out into the rocks. Jared Weaver's rocks out there. Oh, I like that bat. A nice little bat drop. I'm into it.
You didn't even catch Jonah Heim in Anaheim. Thank you. William Contreras, 449.
This is a big boy.
Yeah.
The ball Milwaukee's still a place where you hit one, it goes.
Do we know which Contreras is the stronger one?
Ooh.
They're both
Well,
strong.
Willson seems more feisty.
Maybe. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Guy who's been on a home run tear. Hit another one last night. Hunter Goodman. This one didn't even happen at Coors Field, but Target Field.
Gosh darn it. Why do you got to show this to me? He demolished Twins pitching.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny because everybody now is like, oh, he looks like Josh Donaldson. I said that like a year and a half ago, and now everyone's catching up, Chris.
As Merlin Valdez has homered, I believe, in 4 straight games for the Pirates.
Yeah.
Good for him. This one went 461.
I want the Pirates to get back in the race, Chris. I need them back in it.
Oh, they're in it.
In the race, but I want to see them go.
Aren't they top 5 in runs scored? Go Pirates, go.
Yeah.
Number 1, we talked about him on yesterday's show as a possible MVP frontrunner in the AL. Junior Caminero, 462.
Swings the bat harder than anybody else in the big leagues. That's what happens.
That's good stuff. Look at this.
Could have been a Guardian. Could have been a Guardian.
No, not could have. Was
a Guardian. I meant like at the big league level.
Was for Tobias Myers, who never made it as a big leaguer with us. But I want to give you a reminder for the MLB season. Keep a close eye on the 420-foot plus home runs that unlock your free Baja Blast. All right, one last thing. Tigers and the Yankees, their 5th straight loss. Casey Mize was awesome. 1 hit allowed, 7 shutout, 10 Ks. He looked great. That helped AJ Hinch get win number 1,000 in his managerial career.
I told the players this game is about players, has always been about players, and without them and the coaches and staff, it's my 3rd organization to be able to manage to get to this number is really cool feeling, and historic place like New York and really good team win. It was 26 guys all with some form in their hand of alcohol, and it was a fun, I mean, obviously a great moment. So I obviously owe a lot to a lot of people, but I'm very, very lucky to be in the game and being able to manage.
I want to focus on that last statement about him being lucky. Do you think he is, based on the cheating scandal?
Yeah, I do, Chris. I really, really do. I didn't know that he was with the Diamondbacks. I just went and looked. He said his 3rd organization. I didn't know that. Yeah, I do. I think he's lucky. Yeah, I mean that was a massive, massive scandal in our game. I guess there was one guy that didn't get to manage from that. It was Carlos Beltran.
Correct.
Because Cora, who was the hitting coach at the time,
no, I don't believe he was the hitting coach, but he and Beltran reportedly devised the whole plan.
And then AJ Hinch said that he tried to stop it.
Right. But look, it happened under his watch. He got suspended for a year. If you remember correctly, if you were to have had a managerial draft in 2019, he's a lottery pick. Like he would have been very high. He would have gone very, very high.
Yeah, they won 101, 103, then 107 games.
Yeah. I mean, he was the whiz kid. He was the smarty pants. He was the guy
I've heard that he's very prepared. He's diligent with his work, all those good things. But yeah, I'm still very surprised that he was still so sought after immediately after the suspension was over, him and Cora.
Yeah, literally like the minute the suspension was over, the Tigers picked up the phone and called him. It doesn't surprise me. Talent wins out, and if you think that you can get an edge in the dugout with a manager, you're going to do it.
It's a Stanford thing, isn't it, dude? That helps him so much.
I like talking with AJ. I know that not everybody loves him. That's okay. I do like conversing with him.
Okay.
Look, he's super smart, and that doesn't erase what happened. I would love to sit down with him for a dugout discussion and ask him how much he thinks about it. I mean, he did bring it up last night, I believe, in the Did he? No, I think I was looking at an old interview. I'll take that back.
Well, none of this is personal. I don't know AJ Hinch on a personal level. This is all about like him being a manager in the
Right.
leagues, and like that's a completely different thing. And so yeah, I mean, I am surprised he got a job that quick and has been around the game. At this point, seems like nobody's really. That's all gone.
No, it's not gone.
Well,
It'll never be gone.
There's a lot of players still in the game that don't really get talked about like that anymore. Like Alex Bregman has completely changed the way people look at him. George Springer never really got a bad rap from it, which is interesting.
Yes, but let's say AJ Hinch manages and gets to 1,800 wins and another World Series. He won't end up in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, I think I mean, I don't know what gets a manager into the Hall of Fame. If you're asking me, like, can he still get in the Hall of Fame with that on his record? I'd say yes.
You do?
I do. Yeah.
Oh, I don't. I don't.
All right, I don't know. You're saying it's the same way, like we're keeping guys that are obviously linked to PEDs out would be the same.
Hmm?
Okay.
This is the managerial equivalent of it.
Okay.
I think. I don't know. I could be wrong. Put it in the comments section, please. All right. We're back at it again tomorrow. We cannot wait. That'll be hump day as we get closer to America's birthday. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe, I am Chris Rose. We will see you Wednesday here on Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile.